Okay, that concludes the first section. The second section is embargoed until Saturday at 10:30 p.m. David.
Hi, Ruben. You mentioned in that section about sticking to your beliefs, your system, your principles. You and Postecoglou obviously have that shared belief, and you see it as a strength. But can that also be a weakness, particularly when results aren't going your way, as you've explained?
Yeah, it can be. I think it can be a weakness in the moment, but then you believe on one thing or another, and you have to stick with that. Again, I feel that we focus a lot on the system, but the way we want to play this system is completely different that we are doing at the moment, but we are trying to improve. So to be direct with your question is that yes, sometimes it's a strength, sometimes it's a weakness, and I think everybody knows that.
But even when results aren't going well, as they haven't been, you still don't doubt this is the right way? Yeah,
of course. Because you have one idea and you try to adapt the way you play in the same system. You can play in the different styles. If you change a profile of two players, you change the way that the team plays. So for me, that is more important than a system where you start with the players.
Cool.
Going on from Dave saying about sticking with methods, and we know how you want to play. Now it's going to need changes, and it can only come over time, and you can't make all the changes that you need in one go. Now, there's a lot of people seem to be struggling to understand why certain players are maybe being used in positions they're not used to or comfortable with. Is that because you're using this to find out which of those players will be capable of adapting to the positions you want them in and proving that they should be part of it, and that's a position you don't necessarily need to change? So they should be part of what's going on, or do you know which ones you want to...
The first thing, I just want to win the games. Believe it or not, my only focus in the moment is to win the games. And then you are maybe talking about Torgu playing on the right. He was playing on the right. Yeah, he was playing on the right also in Lecce. And sometimes in the way we play, a left foot on the right side is so important, especially when teams mark us one against one and man marking. That is really important. So I have that experience playing like that with this system against a 4-3-3 or a 5-4-1. I have that experience, and I know what kind of foot of characteristics I need that. But then we need to have time to work on everything. If I have an idea but the connections are not there, I'm trying to find that connection. So I'm trying everything to win the games. Maybe that's why I'm changing a lot of times everything. I just want to win games.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily mean him because of all the changes. I think it would be the shortest United career ever if he was out in the summer. But it's the other thing that when you're sticking to your methods, is that there hasn't been a great deal of patience shown with managers. And now I know they keep talking of patience and they'll show it and whatnot. Is there a risk that they might not show the patience? Is that something that you accept, that it comes with a risk?
I'm really, I accept that. It's a choice you make when you are a coach. And I truly believe the way I do things. And I know that in this kind of club with this kind of pressure, you are always in risk. So I'm aware of that, and it's not my biggest concern. I'm saying it again. Losing games is the hardest part of my job. Being sacked maybe sometimes is like a liberation. So I just want to win. I just want to win games.
Joe.
Ruben, obviously we know that Manchester United have paid big fees for players, and some of them are on loan. Anthony was one, but the other one is Jadon Sancho. Is it your understanding that Sancho doesn't want to play for Manchester United anymore, whoever the manager is, because of what happened before?
I don't know if I'm just focused on my players and on my problems. Jadon Sancho is not my problem. I'm really focused on winning Tottenham, using all the players that we have to achieve that.
So you haven't thought about next season and whether you want to try and bring him back or not?
No, I'm really focused on this season. We have a lot to do, a lot to improve. We need to win games, and then we will see next season.
Okay. Last question, Ty.
Hi, Ruben. Simon touched on the redundancies before. I think the people that cover the club regularly, we all speak to staff who, kind of everyday office staff, who tell us how poor morale is amongst them at the moment. Lots of them lost their jobs last year. Friends lost jobs. fearing for jobs again, have had bonuses cut and things like that. Is it a problem for you that those staff, the morale is so bad amongst those staff, or as the first team, can you kind of not ignore it, but insulate from that environment and kind of pretend it's not happening, or is it an issue if a lot of staff are working here and morale is poor amongst those?
I think it's really important for us in the first team, coaches and players, not ignore that. People are losing their jobs, so we have to acknowledge that. And the biggest problem is the football team, because we spend the money. We are not winning. We are not in Champions League, so the revenues are not the same. And we spent a lot of money in the past, and now we have to be careful with the finances. We cannot rebuild the team the way we would like. People are losing their jobs. Of course, people are that feeling of safe in their job is hard to have that feeling and affect the environment. So I think we cannot ignore. We acknowledge that problem, and I want to say that the responsible is the first team. The first team, yes, and we have to change that. To change that, the first part, what we should do is to win Tottenham. That is the small step to try to help these people, to try not to push the prices of the tickets higher. We are responsible for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.